Alright guys, this is a very exciting video. This is going to be a really interesting video series. Pretty much what we're going to be doing is taking an account from scratch, literally zero, no ad spend, no pixel data, literally nothing. And I'm going to be showing you the process of going from zero to scaling with Facebook. And we're going to be doing it day by day. And I'm going to be showing you literally over my shoulder how I set it up, how I set up literally all my ads, all my targeting, and the process I've been using to get consistent results, and pretty much the best way to test on a low budget. And so this is gonna be very exciting. And the reason why I'm excited about this is because this is a video I wish someone would have made me when I first started out. I really struggled with this in the beginning because it was hard for me to see the light at the end of the tunnel when I was testing or what I was doing. So what you guys will be able to do is literally see right over my shoulder. You'll be seeing the targeting, what I'm spending, the conversions, the product. And so this will be really cool. So I'm excited, so let's just get into it. Alright guys, we are in the computer. Let's start this thing. So the first things first, let me show you the product. This is the product that we will be using for our research phase, our kind of testing phase. Now, when I launch my ads, it's not going to be this exact device, but it's so damn similar. The reason why I have to change the device or change the product is because I'm going to be scaling it, and when I'm releasing this case study, I just want to make sure that when I'm scaling, I'm not having to add in more negative factors than I need to. So, but regardless, I'm going to be showing you guys literally everything. So, the reason why I chose this product is because it did go viral a little while ago, about 3 months ago. And so I'm doing a variation of it, and if you can see, it actually still has some life in it. So 269 orders. If you go inside the dropshipping center and look at this, you can see that there's quite a few orders. And so this is really good. But anyway, that is not the point. I want to show you guys how we're going to set this up, how we're going to pretty much do literally everything from scratch. So right now we're inside of a fresh ad account. And the first thing I recommend you guys do is actually, if you look to the left, I have like 33 ad accounts. And so a lot of them are named agency. And the reason why I do that is because Facebook likes to work with agencies. And so what I did was I contacted Facebook support, and I asked if I can open up some new accounts, and they lifted my level pretty high. And I got a lot of accounts, and the reason why you want to do that is because if one account gets shut down or banned or whatever for any reason, not even if it's your own fault, you just want to have backups. So that's the first thing. So first things first, let's create our ad, and let's go to guided creation. I just like that view a little bit better. All right, so now the first step is actually to choose our marketing objective. And regardless of whether you have data or no data on your pixel, fresh ad account, you haven't spent a single dollar, is you want to choose conversions. And the reason why is because regardless, this is going to tell Facebook our objective. Our objective is to get purchases. We're not trying to get video views or engagement. We want purchasers. So when we are putting out pockets of audiences for Facebook and we're saying, hey Facebook, here's an audience we want to target. Now get us the most likely people to convert. Facebook is going to do that and show our ads to people that are likely to convert. Now it'll still take some time to optimize, but this is the way you can tell whether you have a winner or more of a product that's going to be a struggler. So the strategy we're actually going to be using with this is we're going to do conversions on the top of funnel campaign, and then on the back end or the retargeting campaign, we're going to be doing traffic. And the reason why is because with conversions, we're going to be getting the cream of the crop audience that are likely to convert. And then with the traffic campaign, a completely separate campaign, we're then going to be telling Facebook, hey, we like all these people that came to the website. Now we want to get all the people back that are likely to convert and also likely to click again. And so this is a really easy way to get sales and also to have really low CPMs by using a traffic campaign. So by using these two strategies, it's really effective and something I've been using for a very long time. Now, to explain the other ones, catalog sales is really good for dynamic product ads, which I might be showing a little bit later. Engagement is something if you want a lot of engagement on your ad, and video views is if you want to maybe do the video lookalike strategy. So right now we're going to be focusing on these two. And I'll actually switch to quick creation just because that view I think is better. All right, now actually the next thing is naming convention, and basically we want to have it very organized inside of our dashboard so that way we don't get confused, because once you start scaling, you're going to have a lot of campaigns and you need to be able to literally look at your ad account and in a couple seconds understand exactly why you did this campaign and have an organized view so you can immediately see how your ad account is doing and how you can improve it. And so what I always do is, for this objective at least, we're going to be doing top of funnel because it's cold traffic, and then we're going to be putting the objective, which is conversions. And then on the ad set name, we'll be going over that in a little bit. And so we're going to save to draft. Okay, perfect. And then the next thing is the ad set. So this is where it gets very important. Okay, so the first thing is the pixel. So we want to optimize immediately for purchase. And as we scroll down here, the next thing is daily budget. I'm going to start with $10 a day. This is usually what I do. And so it really depends on the price of your product. So you can do $3 a day, $2 a day. It doesn't matter, but you're going to have to spend until at least half the cost of the price of your product. Meaning if you're selling your product for $30, you need to at least spend up to $15 for that one ad set to have any kind of surmountable data, because you're going to be looking at early purchase signs. And I'm going to be going over that more in day 2 or in video 2 once we have like data and KPIs, and I can go over that. But you need to pretty much, you can set any daily budget you want, but regardless, you're gonna have to spend at least half the price of your product, so that way you have some kind of data. And so what I usually actually start off with is $10 a day, and then if I have lookalike audiences for purchasers, I'll start immediately with $50 a day. And so this is a good start. And then the start date, now we're actually going to start on the next day. I always like to start my campaigns the next day at 12 a.m. And so that's just something that I've always done, and I just kept on keeping it consistent. Okay, now we're going to scroll down here. Now, one of the biggest things that we need to make sure we do when we're targeting is we need to understand our product and our audience. And so with this product, so I'll go back to here. So with this product, this is mainly anti-aging. So this is mainly for women, and this is mainly for fine lines and wrinkles, and this is mainly for wrinkles. And so what we need to make sure we do is target women that actually have some sign or some top level of mind of wrinkles. So that's going to mean that we're not going to be targeting, 18 to 25-year-olds. We're going to be targeting women over the age of at least 35. And so for all of my campaigns and ad sets and different products, I've found that the best converting audience has always been actually from 40 to 55, that age range. And I'm not really sure why, but it's just always been like that for me. And so I'm going to immediately start with 35 to 65 and up, and immediately go to women. I'm always going to start in the US. And we're going to go ahead and scroll down here, and I edit placements. Now, another thing that's really important to point out is you want to separate your platforms. So what I mean by that is you really don't want to be targeting Facebook and Instagram, and of course Messenger and Audience Network. You don't want to do that, because when you're on a low budget, you really need to see which audience and which platform is working the best, because you can have the same audience on different platforms and they perform completely differently. And I'm really not sure why, but it just, people act differently on different platforms. So you want to isolate that, and especially with a low budget, because you won't have enough data to make really good decisions. So we're going to go ahead and uncheck all of that, and we're just going to do Facebook, and the best placements are feeds. So we're going to do uncheck instant articles, we're going to have in-stream videos, uncheck right column, we're going to have suggested videos, and then uncheck the last two. So these 3 placements are the best: suggested videos, in-stream, and feeds. And so this is the best way. Now we're going to scroll down to here, and the next thing is this. So this is the conversion window. And so what I always choose is 1-day click or view. And the reason why is because this is telling Facebook, hey Facebook, show me people that are likely to convert in the window of either they click and then in the same day they convert, or they view the ad and they convert by doing a Google search and converting organically with Facebook's help. And so I always choose this. So let's go ahead and scroll up here. And so this is good. So now the next step is actually going over the research phase and the detailed targeting and what our strategy is. So what we're going to be doing with each ad set is we're going to be having one ad set for one interest, and we want to separate that, meaning we want to have 5 to 10 ad sets per interest. So we're going to have a unique interest per ad set, and we're going to be targeting different audiences. And so that is the best way to pretty much isolate and see which pocket of audience is going to convert the best. And we're going to even range from, some audiences are going to have 500,000 people, some will have 1.5 million. And so we're going to see which one converts the best, which is our real ideal demographic. Now for this example, and when I actually launched my campaigns, I'm actually going to be doing around 20 ad sets, because something I kind of want to test is really small audiences. I'm talking even below 200,000, and the reason why is because when we have no data and we have absolutely, it's a fresh pixel, Facebook has no idea who our ideal customer is. They know purchasers, but they don't know who it is. So we really have to steer the wheel, and we have to pretty much say, okay, look, these are the audiences that are super similar to my product and to my audience that are likely to convert. And so you have to really kind of do the grunt work in the beginning, and then after, Facebook can start picking up, and you know, you'll start becoming more profitable. And so if you do this right though, and you do a really good setup, you can possibly not lose a single penny when you're testing. And I've done that many times. And you just have to have a really good research strategy, which is what I'm going to be showing you right now. So that way when you're testing different interests, you're going to be testing the best interest and not just something that you found randomly. Now the first way to find the best interest is by literally typing in the niche that you are going to be targeting. And we are in anti-aging. And so if we're in this broad niche, what we want to find is, in these product listing ads, we want to find companies that are only in anti-aging and only selling anti-aging products. Now, I actually already clicked on some of these, because when I recorded this, I finished the recording and then it crashed, which was really fun. So we're gonna go ahead and go through this again. So I clicked on this one and I saw Strivectin. This was good. This was good. Unfortunately, this is costing them money, but that's okay. They're a big company. Skin Cuticles. And so we're gonna go one by one through these products, and I'm gonna kind of go over like the thought process of why I'll choose this interest or why I wouldn't. And okay, perfect example. I would not ever choose Proactive, and the reason why is because Proactive is for acne. I don't want to be in the general skincare space. We want to be in specifically anti-aging. So for example, I think this is actually a good one. We want to make sure that their product line, actually let's go to shop. We want to make sure that their product line is specifically anti-aging. And so we're going to look here, and perfect, yes, skincare and anti-aging products. And so we want to go through and make sure, okay, we like these. Eye lifting cream, perfect. Because also what we're selling is a vibrating eye device that is actually going to, apparently you put cream on your face and the device pushes the cream further into your skin. And this is perfect because when we target audiences that like this brand, this is going to be a perfect accessory product or cross-sell product that they will find very useful with their creams that they just purchased from this company. This is a good company. So Meaningful Beauty, let's go here, Strivectin, lines and wrinkles. This is not bad, okay. This is half and half. Tula, oh yeah, I remember I like this one. Anti-Aging Discovery Kit, I really like that. And so what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be then going back to the ads manager, and we're gonna see if we can find some of those interests. Perfect, okay. So you'll see that our reach is 160,000 people. Now, even though this seems low, kind of what I was saying, we need to steer this ship. We are not scaling with interests. We are testing and getting data with interests, and that's a very big difference. With interests and targeting with interests, cold interests, you are literally trying to get data as quick as humanly possible, because the way you scale is with lookalikes. That is where you're gonna make your money. That is where you're gonna literally just, that's all of your profits. And so we are trying to get data as fast as humanly possible, and that's gonna be by targeting these interests that are not the all-star interests, meaning like well known. For example, Nike, everyone knows Nike. Nordstrom, everyone knows Nordstrom. But companies like Meaningful Beauty or other little niched down companies that are only in that anti-aging space or a specific niche are very good interests to target, because then you know people that have liked pages like this they have some kind of issue or problem, and our product is there to hopefully solve it. And so these audiences will respond really well. And so that's why we want to make sure to find these hidden winners and hidden gems. And so this is a good one. And so what I'll actually do for the naming convention, beauty, and then I put in the audience size. And the reason why I do that is because I want to see, when I launch this, I want to see, okay, what audience size is doing well, and then what interest is doing well, because the interest will tell me the audience, and the audience will kind of tell me which way I should go with my product and my angle, and even my cross sells and upsells. So I just kind of want to see which way people are responding. And so we're pretty much going to be rinsing and repeating this process. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this ad. So we duplicated the ad, and then we're going to go down here, and I want to see if they have strivectin. Cool, awesome. Now, even though this is a really targeted audience, I'm gonna test it just for my own purposes, just because I want to see. But if you're just starting out and you have five interests or 10 interests that you're testing, I would not go to 45,000 people. You should probably stay above 100,000, just because I've always seen that work consistently well. This is literally me just, I don't care if I lose money on this. I just kind of want to mentally see if this would work better. I'm just curious. And so placement's good, very good. And so basically we're going to be rinsing and repeating. Now, what I'm going to do is show you the next method, which is flex targeting. And so what I actually want to do is type in anti-aging and see if, okay, perfect. So, oh, that's nice. So anti-aging cream. So this is going to be a really good interest. And so I'm going to show you kind of the next strategy. We're going to use this one interest. Great. Duplicate. And remember, we want 5 to 10 interests for testing one product. It's really important because you want to see different angles and different audiences before you say, hey, you know, my angle or my product or my offer sucks. You really want to give it enough budget. Now, another interesting way to get very targeted and stay very specific is by flex targeting, because if we have 1.7 million people, that's a lot. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow the audience, and basically what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to find magazines in anti-aging. Because if people are reading magazines in anti-aging, then I know that they're, one, very educated, and they have top of mind, they're looking for a solution. And so another thing though, if you're really targeting well-educated consumers, you need to make sure that your product page and everything is on point, because if it looks sketchy or off or it just doesn't make sense, they're gonna catch on very quickly and they're just not even gonna look your way. But they're also very good buyers. So if you speak well to them, then you will see really good conversions. And so I'm just looking for an actual magazine. All right, it took a while, but I found the magazine that would actually be really good. So I had to just kind of switch up the wording a little bit. So the magazine I found is Life Extension, and this is perfect because we're going to be flex targeting with people that read Life Extension magazine with people that are also interested in anti-aging creams. Now, the reason why I chose this magazine is because Life Extension covers a broad range of topics, but is very in-depth, and really a consumer that really likes Life Extension is a consumer that is very into not only the details but very self-aware. And so if they are very self-aware and like really anti-aging creams, then that is a good duo and would be very interesting to test that specific audience. So we're going to go ahead and test that out. So we have anti-aging cream, has 1.7 million people. We're going to narrow that. There we go. Cool. And so we have 550,000 people, and this is going to be a really interesting audience. Now the next step is the ad. And so we have our detailed targeting, and it's rinse and repeat. We're gonna have 10 ad sets, one interest in each ad set, $10 a day. Now our ad is very important. We have to focus on being very congruent. One of the biggest mistakes I see is when our demographic and our detailed targeting is for women 35 and up, and someone will do an ad and test an ad for a demographic that doesn't meet the demographic they are targeting. So when there is a really big mismatch, you're going to notice that your conversion rates are pretty much non-existent. But at least for basics, you need to make sure that you are talking to the right audience and showing the audience models that are similar to the demographic you are targeting. And so I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to go over the ad and go over the main key points to have really a winning ad that people respond to. And so I put some dummy text here, but the main thing, I don't know why this isn't showing. Okay, first things first. The ad should always be a video when you're testing. Always test videos. I've split tested this so many times. When you're going out into Facebook, you will get lower CPMs and cheaper conversions with a video. And the reason why is because a video is more engaging, and when people slow down on their feed and actually watch your video or look at your post for an extended amount of time, Facebook rewards that to the advertiser, and you will get cheaper CPMs, obviously cheaper conversions, and it just outperforms image, because with an image it's very quick, you can see it, and a consumer's not necessarily going to stop for a long period of time. But with a video, it's more dynamic, more engaging. And so if you only have an image, I've done this before, I literally will turn that image and just turn it into a video that's rolling and with like text shooting in and out. So that's just the first thing. Now the second thing is actually the headline. So about 70% of people will actually scroll through, and the first thing they read is the headline, which the headline is on the bottom. The text is on the top, so that's up here. And so people will read this first, so you want to make sure this is very catchy and explains either your offer or exactly what you're doing. And then the text needs to be enticing and long. Now, I don't mean long as in like a long sales letter, but long as in like give enough information in your text. Your whole objective with your ad is to pretty much sell the click. And the best way you can sell the click is giving them enough information to where they feel comfortable to clicking, but obviously you do not want to reveal the price of your product. You want to leave that on your page. You don't necessarily want to reveal the price of your product. Maybe you want to say 50% off, and then let them kind of guess and be like, okay, well, what's the price? And that will entice them to then click on the ad and then move to the next step. So you really want to be selling a click. And one big thing, and another kind of mistake I see a lot, is not putting enough information in your text. If people don't see enough information, they're literally just gonna scroll through and they'll be like, well, does this work for me, or does this work for, you know, X, Y, and Z? So one thing I've been starting to do is actually so once I have like my text all in here, I'll actually have an FAQ, and I'll put in literally an FAQ on the bottom and type out like frequently asked questions. So like the people that are, you know, they just won't click unless their one question is asked, I then have an FAQ, and it pretty much answers their question. It entices them enough. It pretty much just entices them to click, which is pretty much the first step to then getting a sale. And so that's really important. Make sure that you have good text here, but that's pretty much the basics for this. And then always choose Shop Now, or at least I choose Shop Now for a majority of all of my ads. And of course, another thing actually about the video, make sure you make your own video. I know you might think like, well, I want to just rip off someone else's video. The reason why you want to make your own is because as you start scaling, Facebook is going to start showing you next to a lot of other similar yous. So like there's going to be one advertiser selling the same exact product as you. And the reason why you want to have a different video is because you need a way to compete with those people. So when all these customers are seeing kind of almost the same product, and then you come in with a different angle and a different video, it just has to be slightly different. When the customer sees that, they are much more likely to respond, and you have a fighting chance to go against, you know, any other competitors. If it just looks different, if it just has a better demographic, if it just even has a better offer or better landing page. But especially on your video, you need to make sure that you have it pretty much custom and different, so that way people are likely to respond. Because if someone's been running the same video with the same creative and thousands of other people are running the same thing, it's going to be very hard to grab attention, and you're going to notice your CPMs are rising as well. So it's not just because of copyright reasons, it's actually because that's the way you can get really good conversions and cheap conversions. So that is how you set this up. And so in the next day, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be launching these. I'm going to have probably around 18 ad sets. I'm going to be showing you the interest, showing you everything, showing you like all the data and exactly what happened, and then what we're going to be doing to kind of take that from wherever it is to the next day to the next day. And so if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so you get notified when that video releases. And so thank you so much for watching, and I'm excited to see what happens on day 2. I'll be seeing you guys soon.